Today is August 14th, 2021. Hope you are well. We have done recordings in the past about, dealing with other people and different types of personalities and, how to maybe be a little less judgmental and a little more compassionate when we're having different situations come up. And we're going to talk about that again today because like all of you learning a lesson right now and several. We're all learning lessons all the time, right, guys? But But a lesson that I am learning right now, at this very moment, as I'm speaking into this device, is it's another layer of how to deal with others without the judgment and with compassion. And it's another, we say another layer because it's just like when you're 5 years old, 10 years old, and you have an experience, you deal with it a certain way from a 10-year-old person's perspective, from a child's perspective. When you're 15 and you have a similar situation, you're going to deal with it from the perspective of a teenager, of a 15-year-old, and on and on and on. And so that's how this thing works too. When we are, when we're kind of open to change and evolving and learning and growing, or whatever you want to call it, you get the idea. We find that we revisit the same types of situations again and again, but they're not really the same anymore because we're not the same anymore. At least hopefully we're not the same anymore if we've been learning and growing, developing more and more into our true selves and into, whatever this thing is supposed to be bringing us toward. We'll be having a different perspective, and that's not to say that we won't be able to utilize, I guess if you want to say that, some of what we learned on previous occasions of similar experiences, but we're just, like we said, it's layered, so we're not taken away, but now we're coming in hopefully with a little more insight and understanding of ourselves and the world around us this time around. And so now we come in with the understanding that we've learned previously, but now where are we? And that's what I'm saying to myself. Okay, so now where am I? Because sometimes I can't give too much specific information on this because it's pretty damn recent, which is why I pulled this thing out to talk into. But the situation that I'm currently experiencing is dealing with a personality that early on, it would have just been a lot of judgment and very little compassion, because on the face of it, it looks like it deserves judgment. So yeah, dealing with another individual, and it's like, so let's just say in the past when I've dealt with certain types of personalities, my feeling is just like, get up off of me. What's your problem? Just all up on me, trying to control me, trying to treat me like a 4-year-old and da, 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 da. You see what I'm saying? And then as we grow, then at a point we realize, okay, the things that people are saying and doing have way more to do with who they are and very little to do with who I am. And so then we come at it like, instead of receiving it personally, taking it personally, then we learn a little there. And then maybe, on and on. And another incident, maybe not the same person, but you know what I'm saying? Just those situations come up. And now we're going to be able to apply those previous 2 lessons that we learn and say, okay, maybe there is a little bit of a justification from how I way back used to be. Maybe this person needs to, reevaluate the way they're doing their thing when they're talking to other people, namely myself. Maybe there is something to that, and also that they're coming from where they are, and what they're doing has everything to do with them, and it's a reflection of what's going on within them more than whatever else having to do with other people. So you have those, and then it's like, so now it's so funny because you'd think that when you're learning lesson after lesson and you're growing and stuff, you think, okay, I'm probably not going to be going back to that very first. I sort of kind of did right now. I just had some kind of interaction, sort of interaction. Let's call it interaction with another person. And at the outset, they opened up this interaction, and my reaction to it was, and is, even as I'm talking, is still, what the F? Oh, hell no. That person did not just talk to me like that. Like, you see? So that's why it's so silly when we're talking about this growing and evolving or whatever. It's so silly to imagine that we get to a place where we can, I don't know. It's really strange. I don't even know how to put this in words, but we don't pat ourselves on the back. That's what we're trying to say here. We can't say, okay, I've been at this for 5, 10, 20, 30 years or whatever. So, look at me go. Wow, ain't I something? No, not really. Because there's still stuff in there that there's elements and bits of things that are still pulling us away from where we're trying to go. And, our ego part of us, it still steps to the forefront at times. But so now it's like, that's the lesson right now, at least part of it for myself is just that. We don't want to ever be complacent, or I don't want to tell everybody else what to do, but for myself, I don't want to get to a place where it feels like, I don't know, I get a big head, like looking at people as though I'm still not part of it, as though I'm not a people, right? Looking down on anyone. It's I think I'm learning that, it's a balancing act as well. When we're dealing with others, I'm starting to learn that dealing with other people, no matter who they are, close friends, family, people we've known our entire lives, dealing with these people is like dealing with aliens from outer space. We might both be human beings, you and I, but just we're very, very different. And not to say in a bad way different, but we sometimes take it for granted that, well, obviously everybody knows this, and this, and nobody would do this as that. And no, not at all. That's your thing or my thing going on in my head, going around in the world, just assuming that everybody's on the same page about this, that, or the other. And no, we can't even make that, not even about the people that are closest to us. We can't. It's difficult to, and it's difficult to come to that because one of the things that we draw comfort from in this place is our similarities, our sameness, what we hold in common. And it gives that feeling of some kind of a security or whatever, but it's not comforting when we realize that in a sort of a way we are all alone in this, because there's nobody who's going to get, I'm going to take it personally here, there's nobody who's going to get me 100% in every way, shape, and form all the time, and vice versa. And yet we have to be okay with that, especially, and not just everything, but on the things that are really important to me, say, or to yourself, the things that are really, really important. Can we still get on with others when that thing for them is not important, or they don't hold the same views and ideas that we do? You see? So there's this lesson right now. It feels like it itself is multi-layered. So, and all of this is just coming right now from this incident of this interaction, this most recent incident with this interaction, and me being like, what the F, man? What the hell is going on with this person? Have they lost their mind? Like, just all of that. But you see, sometimes our lessons, they blossom into a flower, or you know what I mean? Like metaphorically, duh. It's beautiful to see how we can be affected when we learn from our experiences. But this one feels like it's kind of a bouquet of different flowers that are showing themselves now. So it's nice. And that's still not to say that I'm 100% over it. I'm still a human being. And, but it's okay, because that, that's in the mix. It is what it is. And so, but I'm not going to focus on that part right now, because there's other great things that are coming up. There are other good things coming up and realizations. So anyway, just wanted to take a minute to share that. And hopefully it's been informative or encouraging or something for someone out there. As always, we want to wish you much love. Bye.